everyone. In today's video, we are going to learn about application control transport protocol. So let's get started. The performance of a transport layer protocol can be enhanced if it takes into account the nature of the network environment in which it is applied. Means where this transport layer protocol is applied, that network must be taken into consideration here. If that network consists of highly mobile nodes, then it affects the whole network's throughput, right? So we have to consider these parameters like network topology changes and the mobility states of the nodes must be considered when transport layer performance is to be improved in the ad hoc wireless networks. Especially in wireless environment, it is important to consider the properties of the physical layer and the interaction of the transport layer with the lower layers. The properties of physical layer means here physical layer is the most important layer in order to send a signal to the wireless environment, right? So we have to consider the properties of the physical layer and the interaction of the transport layer with lower layers. What are the lower layers? Network layer, MAC layer, and application layer. These are the lower layers, right? So the interaction between transport layer and these lower layers must be considered when you are going to calculate the performance of a transport layer in that network. Unlike TCP solutions like TCP-F, feedback TCP, TCP-ELFN, ad hoc TCP, split TCP, unlike them, Application Control Transport Protocol ACTP is a lightweight transport protocol. It is not an extension to the TCP. It is not an extension or not a modified version of TCP. ATCP assigns the responsibility of ensuring the reliability to the application layer. When you consider the TCP, it has the objectives of reliability and end-to-end semantics, but here ATCP assigns the responsibility of ensuring the reliability to the application layer. Means ATCP does not assign the reliability. It is more like UDP with feedback. UDP is another transport layer protocol which is not a reliable one. Here ATCP is UDP with feedback of delivery and state maintenance. ATCP stands in between TCP and UDP, where TCP experiences low performance with high reliability and UDP provides better performance with high packet loss in ad hoc wireless networks. If you consider the standards of ATCP, it is somewhere near TCP and UDP. Here, TCP does not perform that much well in the ad hoc wireless networks, but it provides high reliability due to its end-to-end semantics. But whereas UDP provides better performance with high packet loss, means low reliability in ad hoc wireless networks. The key design philosophy of ACTP is to leave the provisioning of reliability to the application layer. As I have already told you, reliability application is not a burden on ACTP. It is a burden on application layer and provides us simple feedback information about the delivery status of the packets to the application layer. What will ACTP do? It will just provide a simple feedback information about the status of the packets which are delivered to the application layer in order to help it to provide the reliability. ACTP supports the priority of packets, means priority of packets, prioritizing the packets which are to be sent first and last. These are assigned and supported by the ACTP ACTP supports the priority of packets to be delivered, but it is the responsibility of the lower layers. It just supports the priority of packets, but assigning the priority of packets is the responsibility of the lower layers to actually provide a differentiated service based on this priority. Differentiated service means highest priority packet will be sent first, lowest priority packet will be sent last. This is known as differentiated service, and the assigning of priority is the burden on the lower layers, whereas just ATCP will just support the priority of the packets. The figure 1 I'll show you later. The figure 1 shows the ACTP layer and the API functions used by the application layer to interact with the ACTP layer. This is the figure 1, which is an illustration of the interface functions used in the ACTP. This is the ACTP layer, and this is the application layer, and this is network layer. ACTP layer is generally in between the network layer and the application layer. These are the functions used by the layers in order to communicate with ACTP and application layer like this. This is the basic illustration of the interface functions used in ACTP. Each API function call to send a packet, send to is a function, contains the additional information required for the ACTP, such as each API function call, it is a function, send to is a function. To send any packet, we use this function send to. It contains the information which is required for the ACTP. What are the information that are contained in it? Let's see. Maximum delay of the packet that can be tolerated. This is considered within the name delay. Delay constitutes of the maximum delay the packet can tolerate. The message number of the packet. What is the message number of the packet? And the priority of the packet. These three are the information which are contained in a send to function. The message number here, the message number is assigned by the application layer, and it need not be in a sequence. The message number is just a number to identify a packet which is assigned by the application layer, and it need not to be in a sequence. There is no sequence or order to be followed while assigning the message number to a packet. The priority level is assigned for every packet by the application layer. Here, as I have already told you, the packets contains the information of priority. The send to function contains the information of priority, right? This priority level is assigned by application layer to each and every packet. It can be varied across the packets in the same flow with the increasing numbers referring to the higher priority packets. It varies across the packets in the flow with increasing numbers referring to the highest priority packet. The non-zero value means non-zero value which is not a zero. The non-zero value in the message number field implicitly conveys, means it naturally conveys that the application layer expects a delivery status information about the packet to be sent. The non-zero value which we used, whether it may be a positive value or a negative value, which we used in the message number field, it implicitly naturally conveys the application layer expects a delivery status information about the packet that is sent from the ATCP layer. This delivery status is maintained at the ATCP layer and is available to the application layer for verification through another API function, that is acknowledged, which says about the delivery status. Here we have this message number like this. This is the function. The delivery status that is returned by acknowledged message number function call can reflect. These are the possible outcomes. A successful delivery of packet. If the acknowledgement has been received, then it means a successful delivery of the packet. If at all no acknowledgement is received and the deadline has expired, means the delay has expired, a possible loss of the packet is expected from this result. If at all no acknowledgement is received but the deadline has not expired, means no acknowledgement received but the deadline did not expire, then there is remaining time for the packet. No state information exists at the ACTP layer regarding the message under consideration. No state information exists at the ACTP layer regarding the message under the consideration. A zero in the delay field. As I have already told you, send to function contains message number, delay and priority. A zero in the delay field refers to the highest priority packet which requires immediate transmission with minimum possible delay. Means it must not be there must not be any delay in sending the highest priority packet. Any other value in the delay field refers to the, and if at all any other value other than 0 exists in the delay field, it refers to the delay that the message can experience. It refers to the delay that the message can experience. On getting the information about the delivery status, the application layer can decide on retransmission of the packet with the same old priority or with an updated priority. On getting the information, on getting the delivery status of the packet, the application layer will decide whether to retransmit the packet or not to retransmit the packet with the same old priority or with an updated priority. Well, after the packet lifetime expires, means the packet delay time expires, ACTP clears the packet state information and delivery status. Means it will clear all the information regarding the packet. The packet lifetime is calculated as 4 into RTO. RTO means retransmit timeout. The packet lifetime is calculated as 4 times RTO and is set as the lifetime when the packet is sent to the network layer. Means whenever the packet is sent across the network layer, then the packet has the lifetime which is equal to the 4 times of the RTO. RTO means retransmit timeout. A node estimates the RTO interval by using the round trip time between the transmission time of a message and the time of reception of the corresponding acknowledgement. A node will estimate, means it will predict the RTO, retransmit timeout period, by using the round trip travel time. That is, round trip travel time means, see, for example, sender sends a packet to the destination. This is the packet sent and the packet has been received by the destination and it sends an acknowledgement, right? This particular time is known as round trip time. So a node will estimate the RTO interval by using the round trip time between the transmission time of message and the time of reception of the corresponding acknowledgement. Hence, the RTO value may not be available if there are no existing reliable connections to a destination. If there are no existing reliable connections to the destination, RTO value will not be available. A packet without any message number, that is no delivery status required, is handled exactly in the same way as in UDP without maintaining any state information. As I have already told you, UDP is an unreliable transport layer protocol. So, if no message number is mentioned, then no need to send any acknowledgement with respect to that packet. See, this is the illustration of the interface functions in the ACTP. This is the ACTP layer. See, the application layer will send ACTP send to. Delay will contains the delay of the packet, whether it must be sent immediately, all the delay that which is associated with the packet. Message number says whether it is acknowledged, it must be acknowledged or not based on the reliability. Priority says the priority of the packet, whether it must be first sent or the last sent. Is acknowledged is the function which is used in order to assure delivery of the packet to the application layer, which contains the message number. Here this information is sent to this layer. Application layer will get the information from ACTP layer about is acknowledged, and this IP output will be sent to the ACTP layer from the application layer based on this message, ACTP send to message, and this is sent to the network layer. This is the basic illustration of the interface functions used in the ACTP. These are the advantages of the ACTP. It provides the freedom of choosing the required reliability level to the application layer. It provides the freedom of choosing the reliability level to the application layer because it will not assign any reliability. Since ACTP is a lightweight protocol, transport layer protocol, it is scalable for large networks. Means it can be applied to any number of nodes in a network. Throughput is not affected by the path breaks as much as in the TCP, as there is no congestion window for manipulation as part of the path break recovery. If frequent path breaks occurs, then throughput also gets affected, right? Throughput degrades in the TCP, but there is no problem in this ACTP. These are the disadvantages of ACTP. It is not compatible with TCP as it does not follow any objectives, any TCP objectives. It is uncompatible with TCP. Use of ACTP in a very large ad hoc wireless network can lead to heavy congestion in the network as it does not have any congestion control mechanism. Thank you so much for listening to me. If you find my video worth watching, please do subscribe to my channel.